Now to Syria, with two reports from inside Aleppo, as the nation's largest city endures its 10th day of fierce battle between government troops and rebels. The fighting there has centered on the southwestern neighborhood of Salaheddin. The United Nations reports that 200,000 of the city's 2.5 million residents have already fled. We begin with John Ray of Independent Television News.
The battle for these streets could yet decide the fate of all Syria. So rebels fight hard to retain a foothold at the heart of the city. While state TV shows Assad's soldiers hunting them down. If this scene looks slightly staged, in the past few days we've witnessed the awesome reality of the regime's firepower. On the outskirts of Aleppo, we come under a barrage of shell and rocket attacks. Bombardment that lasts several hours. At dawn, thick smoke fills the air, and terrified, the few remaining residents are packing up to leave, joining an exodus the UN says is 200,000 strong.
The streets around me here are now almost entirely deserted, except for a few Free Syrian Army fighters. That's a suburb of 30,000 people that has emptied out as the fighting has intensified in the city below. And about a kilometre from here, dug in a detachment of Syrian army tanks.
Today, a fierce firefight said to be at a checkpoint to the north of the city. Rebels claim victory here, looting weapons and ammunition, celebrating on top of a captured tank. The regime cannot afford to lose Aleppo. It says it's purging Syria's second city of terrorists. So much disputed, only one certainty: more bloodshed and more names to carve on gravestones. Though in this town, we're told, the stonemason has already run for his life.
And to a second report from Aleppo, Margaret Warner spoke to James Foley from our partner Global Post. They talked via Skype earlier today.
James Foley, thanks for speaking with us. So what's the state of the conflict right now between the rebels who came in about 10 days ago and the government forces now mounting this assault?
We hear a lot about the battle for Aleppo, as being one of the critical battles. And it seems like the Syrian army is trying to really demoralize the rebels by using Syrian fighter jets. We saw mixed fighter jets yesterday swooping down, firing missiles and rockets, followed by, of course, helicopters that they've used for a while now. So this is a terrifying tactic. They've also made tank probes in places like Salaheddin. A lot of activists speculate the real battle hasn't started yet. They're just testing the area. It would seem that if Assad loses Aleppo, surely this is a huge blow for him, and he would not be able to tolerate that, Aleppo being the industrial capital.
Well, Assad used to enjoy support from the business community in Aleppo. What can you tell about how the population feels now, where their sympathies lie?
We were here the week before fighting broke out, and it was very interesting because there's wealthier neighborhoods in Aleppo that look like Amman or Beirut, untouched by fighting, untouched by protests, wealthier shops, and of course, very nice homes. And, the question is, have these people fled to Lebanon? Have they fled to Turkey? Or are they just staying in their houses for now to see what happens? There's still power in these parts of the city. They're not being shelled, and there's still army positions. The places that are shelled, as I said, are beginning to look like the worst war zones in Syria now.
Well, James Foley, thanks so much for doing this, and stay safe.
Thanks, I appreciate you guys.
There was another high-level defection from the Syrian government today. The top diplomat in London said he would no longer represent the Assad regime.